The opinions expressed on this program are those of the program host and guest and are not necessarily those of this station, management, staff, and sponsors. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time now for the Crown Car Care Show. Call in with questions and comments, 220-9788, 220-WSTU. Now, here's your host.
Hi, everybody. It's another Monday, and I've been listening to Christmas music just about every day now for a week.
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
It is. I love it. I already queued up a few, too. So,
good.
Yeah.
Well, my family and my mother went to a Christmas concert at Indian River College on Saturday.
All right.
Boy, was it good. It was a brass band. It filled on, there must have been 50 people playing instruments.
Wow. Really?
And it was that good. And we heard all the classics, and boy, in their full extended, when the instruments are grouped together in bundles, they get all the tones right and the sounds. Boy, it's just dynamite.
Yeah, it's nothing like it.
Well, this is Crown Car Care. This is our radio show we do every week. And Crown Car Care, if you haven't heard of us, we are a repair shop in Martin County that have been here 13 years, or repair and maintenance. We have two locations. We have a location on Cove Road. My manager over there, his name is Mike. He's been with me 11 years. The address is 4455 Southeast Cove Road, Stort, Florida. And my location in Palm City is 3982 Southwest Bruner Terrace. The phone number that, if you just want to remember one phone number, it's 772-781-8000. And that'll get you to the hotline, and that'll get you directed to either one of the stores.
Yeah.
We're a full-service, family-run, real repair and maintenance, whether it's your four-door sedan, Toyota Camry, whether it's your NPR cab over landscape truck because you're a business, or it's your Super Duty Ford diesel. We can get you right in and accommodate you with the technology and the information and the repairs and the maintenance that will make a big smile on your face. We're the real deal. And we've been that way for, I believe, 13 years. And the program never changes. Honesty, truth, keep up on the knowledge, and always do your best, even when no one's looking. If the doors are all down, we're going to do the same repair we do if the doors are up. Quality is number one with us. And we follow through on everything. Just like this fine radio show we have here.
Yes.
We've been on the radio for, how many? We've been on the radio this run for quite a while now.
Oh, yeah. Well, we did one set of 13 episodes. We're halfway through our second set.
How about that? We're moving right along, and we never run out of topics to talk about. And if you ever want to call us and ask us to talk about a topic, we can do that too. And the phone number, what's the phone number here?
220-9788. 220-WSTU.
And the people, we have office staff here, hotline people that will answer the phone and get you right into the recording and sound studio here.
Right.
And let me tell you, it's all decorated like Christmas here.
Man.
Look at the stockings. There's just stuff everywhere.
Debbie really outdid herself.
She did again. I thought she outdid herself at the Halloween and then Thanksgiving. This is nuts.
Yeah.
Look, there's Rudolph. I see elves. And speaking of that, 2 weeks from now, we are going to do a Christmas special, and we're going to try to figure out and untangle how this Santa's sled flies.
Oh, yeah.
I believe some movies have given some insight and revealed a few things. That's all I'm going to say.
I know in the movie Elf, they talked about a jet engine.
But there's other secrets that we need to discuss.
All
we'll
right.
uncover all of them.
All
We've
right.
got reporters and people digging into this.
All right.
Well, into North Pole, of course.
Yes.
We have spies up there trying to figure out what the heck's going on with this sled and how does it defy gravity and fly and get around the world so fast. Well, this is going to be the show to end all shows, and we'll uncover the truth. In the meantime, we have a great show for today. Our first order of business, as always, is going to be the automotive news, and I believe we're going to have a special topic, something that Frank will bring up about Mr. Bush.
Yeah.
And then we're going to roll right into what the meat and potatoes of our show is, and it will be extended warranties, just warranties in general, and what you as the consumer need to know about it, and how do you navigate through the jungle of this thing, because you can lose hard if you don't know the rules.
Right.
And we have a live case study Frankie has a story to tell us about his extended warranty that he just had to have taken care of, and we'll get into that. But let's get right to the news. Frankie.
All right. So, of course, national and global news has to do with President H.W. Bush passing away over the weekend.
What a great guy, and his wife was such a great lady.
Barbara, yes.
She looked like the president's wife.
Yes. She was everybody's grandma, you know?
I had a grandmother name, or someone in our family that I called Aunt, and her name was Jean Penman. She worked for Penn Insurance, and she worked in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and she looked just like her, the same kind of hair and everything. And she knew everything about Philadelphia and all the presidents, and we'd go and she'd take us on tours, and it reminds me of her.
Right. Well, one of the stories that my wife shared with me is that in Beijing, China, H.W. was there on duty station as the ambassador for the United States. And
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, he was, it was
probably after World War II.
It was definitely after World War II. Yeah, because he was a young pilot. In fact, he lied about his age.
I didn't know that.
To become he
lied about his age to serve his country.
So he could fly. And he was actually 2 years younger than the
technically he should have been by the rules
than the Army Air Corps thought he was. But
what a great
he was the youngest fighter pilot in the U.S. History during World War II.
Isn't that interesting? And one darn good one. I believe he even crashed or had some issue happen to him as well. Was that?
Had a plane shot out from under him. He was able to bail out. It lost his crew, unfortunately.
So tell me about in China when he was the ambassador. What did he do that was interesting?
Well, the Chinese thought he was just amazing because, of course, he had the opportunity to use his fleet of vehicles to travel about. And, of course, the Chinese back then, the best mode of transportation they had was bicycle.
I believe today they still do.
And
other reaches of the country other than the big cities.
A lot of Lexuses rolling around over there.
I bet there is. A lot of money over there, too, though, on some of the elite few who, even though it's not a true capitalistic type society, they're still the ruling proletariat.
Right.
They get special things.
But the locals there and the Chinese government really kind of took him as one of their own in that he would travel about on a bicycle, him and Barbara both. And so that was, they said, well, that's kind of cool.
So he built better relations by being one of them.
Yeah.
Isn't that a good lesson for everybody in life?
He didn't try to elevate himself above others.
And we see it today with everything. It's the people that we respect the most are the people that are most like us.
Right.
In our cultural world, not the high culture of whether it be the president or whether it be the CEO of a company. We'd like to see them just how we are.
Right.
And I like that too.
Right.
So anything in the automotive world that we can know of. And I know Elon Musk did some interesting stuff again soon, and we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Oh, yeah. Of course, the big thing automotive news is unlike 2008, GM is cutting jobs, plants, but they're doing it proactively. Yes. Back in 2008, they were doing it to try to get themselves bailed out of
they were trying to save the
bankruptcy.
ship.
And now they're trying to avoid it by being proactive. So,
that's interesting. I still hate it when we have to cut jobs. That means either sales are down or they're more efficient, or they're planning on selling the same amount of cars, but not those particular models, which might make sense, even though it's losing jobs in the long haul. I don't have any, I can't comment on that. I don't know all the facts.
Well, you're exactly right, though. Ford, Toyota, Nissan, and American Honda posted declines in U.S. auto sales last month as the industry continues to reel from plunging car demand. And
we're getting how many new cars can we keep selling?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's got one. The fleet, the average age of a fleet, though, is growing because we had that statistic recently. The other couple of weeks ago, I brought that number in. So it's just some people are keeping the cars longer.
Right.
So we don't know if there's too many new ones running around and we're running out of buyers. No, maybe they're keeping them longer. So we're just, the sales are just, this attrition of sales due to the fact that people are keeping them longer.
Yeah.
Which might be the facts. That means they're making better product, which is good news.
Right. Right. Ultimately. So anyway, so that's going on right now. And so there's some funny, interesting stories too. Let's see now. There was
for everyone out there, Frank is the main man here in Martin County when it comes to worldwide news. He's got people snooping and spying.
Yeah.
He's got pictures of these cars with, they cover up the new cars. Well, Frank has it.
We peek underneath the curtain.
Frank has ways to get the information, and let me tell you, he does.
Well, there was a story that made the news just 3 hours ago about a Tesla owner drove his car. Well, actually, his car itself drove for 7 miles because he was busy sleeping, and he was.
Any reasons why he was sleeping?
He had a little too much to drink.
Oh no!
So,
well, he may have been at a Christmas party or something. Who knows? But not a good plan of action.
Right.
On both accounts, the party thing beforehand, and then the sleeping in a car is a big no-no.
So yeah. So it's like,
but better in that car than another car.
Right.
We don't know whether he fell asleep. He had it on, but did the car take over? You know what I mean? Was this a blessing that the car steered itself or not? If it was another car, he may have passed out.
Yeah.
So we'd be in worse of a situation.
Right. So it was probably a blessing that he was in.
So I tip my hat to Elon Musk on this one.
Yes.
Even though it was a rotten deal, no one got hurt.
Yes. Yes. But talking about Elon Musk and EV issues, the Congo nearly triples its rate on cobalt, which, by the way, is a key component for EV batteries.
Oh, some of these rare commodities that are needed in some of our new technology are coming from the places that we least likely expected. These countries that, for the course of generations, hundreds and thousands of years, have had nothing. And now all of a sudden, they've got the stuff that everybody else wants. It reminds that movie Black Panther, which was a Marvel comic made into a movie, was about a special metal that only was in this area in Africa of this one community or group of people. And this is what the film was about. And it had special magical powers. And it reminds me of this, like lithium. And lithium is, one of the biggest reserves of lithium is in Afghanistan.
Yes.
Doesn't that, now that we know a lot of things, I wonder if there was factors involved in that, because we control Afghanistan. And now that yes and no, but ultimately Uncle Sam has got the stick that holds the keys.
Right. Well, we have encouraged, and it's funny you should mention that, because politically, Afghanistan has been very involved in poppy and.
I'm not even going to go there.
Right. But so the government is saying, look, here's another
Big Pharma is still a big buyer over there, though, too.
Yes.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yes.
But so there's stories that go down a tangled road.
Yeah, indeed. But so anyways, we're trying to redirect their interest into more legitimate.
And the other big, Russia has a big supply of lithium, as well as in South America. I don't. What's that? Is it Peru? That's that long, thin country down there on the bottom.
I believe
they also have a big reserve of lithium, which is the key element in the battery storage systems. Lithium batteries, which are in hybrids and are in the full electric vehicles. That's the current battery of choice. Although I will say this. Lexus and Toyota still use nickel metal hydride in their cars, because when done properly, they have a longevity and a lack of battery degradation that lithium does. Lithium degrades every time you recharge and charge it back up. There's a loss, and you can see it on some phones now, show the percentage. Remember, Apple recently got into a big heat of problems. They were with the software trying to think, and they were doing it to slide into phone sales for people's phones that were failing because of the new software. Well, Toyota is still sticking with this but the nickel metal hydride battery. So it's not quite as dense with energy, but my gosh, it lasts and doesn't fail. So interesting.
Yes. Pick your poison, right?
Pick your poison. So.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's just some of the items going on.
What about anything go up in the atmosphere?
Oh, well, yeah. They're just
tell me about that.
Yeah, SpaceX put up out of their California launch facility. They put up a spacecraft which successfully deployed, and right now is in the process of deploying 64 different those miniature satellites.
Is this for a private?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I wonder what he has more fun with. Solar City. the SpaceX or a Tesla? Where does he have more fun? Right now, the Tesla he's getting eggs thrown at him at the Tesla parties.
Yeah, I don't. I think overall,
And didn't that all start with a text or something, or some kind of tweet when he was on an interview with some news channel? I believe that's the origins of this Tesla hoopla stuff. I mean, with the car company, him getting in trouble or something, insider trade information,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is where it all started. The recent
Yeah.
poison in the air.
Right. He's got that behind him. He paid his fee.
Yeah.
and
Everyone
so-
wants to tweet and broadcast to the world. Some things you just need to keep your mouth shut on.
Right.
Right.
And I want to own that to his lack of sleep. He only gets maybe 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night.
Well, what about the president of the United States? How many hours of sleep do you think he gets?
About the same.
Because he's tweeting a lot too. Well, he's down at the border protecting the
Yes.
Mexico or protecting Texas and the Baja California from all the illegal intruders.
We should be getting, speaking of international news, we should be getting, for 90 days, we're getting a reprieve now with our trade war with China.
I know, thank God.
And and that gives us an opportunity, if China really honors the deal, to sell our cars to China.
And this is,
And
you
that's
can't,
what we're really angling
some
for.
things you have to take the high road on, even though the right thing is a slap on the wrist or a handcuff or some unfavorable negotiated contract that you get to enforce and write in terms of trade, which is the president has that a power, as you know, is one of the powers of the presidency is can negotiate trade treaties.
Yes.
Right. He doesn't have to have oversight. He can just do it.
Right.
There is no going through the House of Congress and Senate to be voted on it.
Right.
It can be ruled unconstitutional ultimately, but that's a different process. He can just do this stuff. And a lot of times what you think is doing the right thing, you may, in the even short term, just cause havoc with your own country that you're trying to protect and make better
Right.
by doing it in the first place. And I believe that's the case with this. I believe that's the case. And this may have been some of this automaker stuff is, I don't know. It all seems to come out at the same time.
Yeah.
China's always in the equation though, for
Yes.
some reason.
Yes, they
It's a
are.
darn big country.
Oof.
How many plants do you think that got? They make a lot of stuff.
They do. And of course they own Volvo, they're so
I know. I know they do. And,
Yeah.
and an Indian company, two brothers
Mhm.
that owned a bicycle company now own Land Rover and Jaguar.
Yeah.
And I met a man that went to college with them.
Really?
The Tata brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they went to they're Indian and they went to university is what they called in England when you go to college.
Right.
University.
Mm-hmm.
And this chap went to university with the two brothers.
Ah,
Now, how about that?
that is cool.
Yeah. Interesting
stuff.
story. I was a gentleman and I had a customer of mine. We were looking at a Rolls Royce for sale that was in an estate, and the gentleman that was his friend was this chap, and he is as English as it gets. He had a top hat on, a cane, and it felt just
Wow.
like you right out of a story that you would think. And his family owned a fabric company that sold to the clotheries there on I believe it's what's the street in England that sells all the clothes? Is it Savile Row?
Okay.
Savile Row, and Savile Row is where his family has that fabric that they make out of that has the plaid check on it. There's a type of fabric it is,
All right.
and his family sold that stuff, and he's wildly successful, and he went to school with the Tata brothers, and that is where that story ends.
Wow.
I know nothing else other than it was a great story, and it was a great meeting this man. It was only recent too. It was about
Wow.
2 months ago
Well, very cool.
here in Martin County, Florida.
This is like the center of the world. I mean, everything seems to.
I meet a lot of
intersect us,
people.
yeah.
I have our shops, Crown Car Care, as you know, if you're listening to this show and you're just tuning in, we have 2 facilities in Martin County. We have one on Cove Road. We have one on off Martin Highway in Palm City, right near the Turnpike entrance.
Yes. Very
And
convenient.
they're great facilities. We've been there, same spots, same people. We have many of the same technicians. We're ASE certified. We answer the phones. We're friendly and nice. Our prices are right. And our competency level is off the charts.
Yeah.
Right. And because of that, we get to work on a wide variety of vehicles and things. I work on Rolls Royces and Ferraris and generators and cement mixers, the little portable ones for my contractor companies that do business with us. If we fix your NPRs or your medium duty trucks, which we also do, and my customer called up and he would say, I have a generator and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know who to take it to. I don't trust anybody. And that's always what they say. I don't trust anybody else.
Mm.
Can I bring it in and you look at it? I'm in no hurry. Of course. And we get it in and we always fix them. I get these air compressors that many of these contractors that do work with Florida Power and Light or some of the DOT or the Florida state contracts. They don't know, they don't trust anybody and they don't want to take it somewhere else. They want it to go to me. And that really says a lot about Ground Car Care and who we are.
Right. Absolutely.
Because many of these things that we get brought to us, I'll be quite frank with you, there's information that needs to be known about these particular oddities that I have to retrieve. And there is something that you also need to know about repair businesses. It's not, in today's world, everything you know. You just need to know how to get to it,
right,
and facilitate it and use what God gave you in your brain, that problem-solving ability to be able to look at things. And that is why this little ditty started, because I told you about somebody that brings things to me that we don't really advertise. I'm not a generator repair shop, but I'm going to help people. I've had boats because they go places and no one, they feel they were getting ripped off and the problem still exists when they leave.
No good.
Isn't that amazing? But Ground Car Care, we will always open the doors for you. And we have a fish tank. Oh, it's beautiful over at my Cove Road store. We have a fish tank that you can see over there. Go over and check it out. Mike is the guy over there. Let's take a break.
Yeah, and give them a call at 781-8000.
You got that right.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, now it's time for today's Southeast AgNet Report, which is brought to you by Everglades Farm Equipment, a family-owned business for the past 50 years with 10 Florida locations, including Fort Pierce, Okeechobee, and Loxahatchee. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. little bit of Christmas music, kind of, now that we're in the whole festive mood here.
You notice the old Christmas music and the themes that we think about in Steve, whether it slows life down even slower than it was when it was not Christmas in those eras and generations. And that's what I like about it. This being the White Christmas movie. Have you seen it where they go up to the Save the Generals resort up in Vermont or Maine or something? What a great movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And at the end of the movie, you just felt good.
Yeah.
Even with Jimmy Stewart's movie, the It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
That's another good one.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So moving on. So we wanted to talk a little bit about my experience this past Monday.
Yes.
I dropped off my car for some service at the Ford dealership.
Yeah, because let's set the stage. It was you had bought a new one and it was under under warranty with he had an extended warranty with Ford.
Yes.
And tell the tale.
Right. And so some work needed to be done because of an oil leak. And so we scheduled it for me to drop it off on Monday. Late Wednesday was ready. They says, come and get it Thursday. It's fine. And they put me in a rental vehicle and it was, so Thursday morning I rolled up there, dark 30. I was one of the first customers roll in there.
I would expect that.
Yeah.
Right before your workout.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So I pick up the car and I get to about,
how far did you drive before the situation happened?
Was Green River Parkway and Walton Road. I was right at that intersection when unceremoniously the engine just quit.
Now, of course, you're the radio personality with this car show. You can hardly get noticed in the world, and you probably felt a little bit awkward.
It was a little bit.
The co-host breaking down in his own car. Little did we know the real story, though, and it keeps the tail even.
So what do? I gave you a call. I called them.
That's right.
I notified them at.
You called the hotline.
Right.
That's 772-781-8000. And like I say, even if it has nothing to do with your personal situation, or maybe it does.
Right.
Maybe it has to do with your pool pump. Likely you'll get a call and ask, but we will help you.
Yeah, help you figure it out, reason it out.
I'm known for that. It's one of the reputations of my businesses is that, if you get to talk to Todd, you never know what you're going to get, but you're always going to get truth, honesty, and a lot of information that's wrapped up in my brain is going to be spit out, and we're going to digest it, look at it and see if I can help you.
Yeah.
I'll find the information for you. That's right.
So anyway, they collected me and the car and dragged me back up the Fort Pierce.
Yes, and when he had called me, let's tell the behind the scenes. I made a phone call.
Yes,
and we know somebody up there. We made a phone call, and it seemed like the red carpet immediately got rolled out.
Yes,
but listen, you don't have to have a story like that to get the red carpet rolled out. Where do you get the red carpet treatment? At my businesses.
Right.
You come to my business and you will be delighted.
Right.
And I want every one of you to come. The only way I can stay in business and continue to grow and continue to be successful. And this is what every customer wants me to be, is successful. And I want to be successful. I have a young family. We need new customers. We need you, the listening audience, to come and patronize the business of the radio show you're listening to. I'm just asking, come give us you have to get your oil changed somewhere. Try me out.
Right.
Just for starters, try that out.
Yeah.
And you're going to like what you see. And if you don't, then that's okay too.
Right.
Not everybody is going to like everything about everyone.
Right.
But if you see a couple things you like about me, I urge you to stick around. Don't get rid of me yet. So that leads into what you want to talk about. Yeah, let's talk about extended
warranties. Yeah,
and warranties in general. And it is a murky swamp, and it's very hard to navigate. You can't see it. Really is a topic that I only know about because of my years in the business and being exposed to different situations.
Right.
Researching this and sending our staff from our car show up. Well, they're up there investigating the Santa sleigh right now. But even if we pulled them off of it, all the people that we have involved in our organization to do some research on this extended warranties, which happens to be my wife, myself, and Frank. We spent weeks and months and still not uncover what I know from my years of experience and what I've tasted. You see what I mean? I've been in this business a long time, and I've seen it. I've worked at a car dealership. I worked at different car dealerships. I know the game of how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about what kind of warranties are there. There is a warranty that you get with your car if you buy it new.
Right.
Right? Exhibit A is
Factory warranty.
factory warranty.
Yeah.
And let's say you buy from a dealership a used car. Exhibit B would be the extended warranty. Then there would be 1 and 2. It could be a extended warranty from a manufacturer, say like Ford,
Mhm.
that would have that on another make of car.
Oh, all right.
Does that make sense? Because it gets murky. Or it would be a company that they have developed a relationship. It would be like a pharmaceutical rep with a doctor. They're going to
Mhm.
prescribe those medicines that
Right.
the pharmaceutical rep is taking out to lunch all the time.
Mhm.
So if the dealership then has another extended warranty, that would be example 2 under Exhibit B, which is the extended warranties for used cars sold at dealers. Okay, so they could be, though, a factory type warranty. And this is what you had, Frank. You had an extended warranty
Yeah.
through the manufacturer.
Correct.
That's a safe animal.
Yeah.
Most of these extended warranties, there's no cages, there's no bars on the cages. You just got wild gorillas taking money.
Right.
And they will not share their bananas. There's this big thing of bananas hanging, and all they want is money.
Yeah.
They trick you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
give
can't
me
reach
money
that
and I'll
hanging
sell you a
fruit.
banana. And then how you going to enforce it? And then the gorilla just stands there with his shoulder and his arms crossed, and he says, "Now you can't have any of my bananas."
Yeah.
But I gave you the money for the bananas. No, we're hungry here. We want our bananas.
Yeah.
That's what goes on.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to say with these extended warranty companies, except one, there is one shining light, and we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
So then we have the Exhibit 3, which is, well, there's going to be 4 exhibits. Exhibit 3 is going to be where we go to a buy here, pay here repair or a used car. You see them along US 1. Buy here, pay here.
Yeah.
But you know what? Some people, that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
By God, they're at least working, trying to make a go at it. Every time I see people that say that sometimes people make the wrong choices, sometimes that's the best choice of being other than being homeless.
Right.
So it's not a bad choice. So if it's at a buy here, pay here. And by the way, I am thinking about opening. I am going to open a little bit of a used car lot over at my Cove Road store. So soon next year we will have used cars to sell. So at this buy here, pay here, that's Exhibit 3. And that is going to be a flim flam extended warranty that they've got gorillas selling bananas for lots of money, and they will not share the bananas. You cannot eat a banana once you've paid the gorillas.
Yeah. Yeah.
These gorillas are not in a cage. And listen, they stand in front of their bananas and they guard them day and night.
Yeah.
They have 24-hour security. You are not getting the bananas at this extended warranty at the buy here, pay here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's different levels of extended warranties. At the
Mhm.
dealer level, you have somewhat reputable because you've got the dealer now has a reputation and there's relationships with an existing car manufacturer, say Ford or Toyota, that they can't be doing flim flam
Right.
at their used car department that would do nothing but hurt everybody.
Yeah,
right?
True
It would
enough.
be like someone representing our government and tweeting, for example. It's not good, even though the ideas may be the right ideas. Some things you just don't do if it doesn't fit.
Right.
And in this case, at the buy here, pay here lots, and if anyone doesn't understand that, they are used car lots that usually have very few cars,
Mhm.
and there's usually a colorful history on those cars, which is another story that we should probably do: how to buy a car,
Yes. How to
and
navigate?
how we can
that.
navigate a used
Yeah.
car, and what we can do to help you.
Right.
So the Exhibit 3 has these horrible extended warranties that are sold by buy here, pay here. And then there's the 4th type. As you notice, you see these used car facilities that are turning into almost mega dealers. I would say CarMax, I believe, is one. I believe off lease only. I've bought many cars from car off lease only. So it's kind of like the rise of the mega church. It is the rise of the mega used car lot. And they are becoming a dealer power. At the dealer level, you see now they're becoming national. I believe CarMax is a national organization.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Enterprise,
it's all they sell is used
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
Enterprise is the same thing.
Right.
We didn't used to have that.
No.
You used to always have to go to the dealer to buy your used cars. And now the other factor is well, talking used cars, you can buy now used cars through the internet options, which is also can yield horrible results.
Right.
It would be like doing stock trades with doing no research.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you just randomly choose a stock because you like the name and how the stock certificate looks?
Unfortunately, most people do.
Well, this is what you car. You have to with the stock.
Yeah.
You want to research it. You want to look at
Yes.
trends. You want to look at who's in power, who's running the thing. Well, it's the same thing with the used car.
Right.
Don't you want to know something about that very expensive piece of machinery you're getting ready to buy? Like who worked on it last? Are the lug nuts even tight? This type of thing needs to be discussed.
Yes.
Okay. And now we're on the extended warranty. So but really there's like 4 categories. These mega places sell decent ones.
Right.
But really it comes down to this. If the gorillas say that the 4-year unlimited yield of bananas is $3,500 and you can have all the bananas you want as long as it's no more than one a month. And we're only open at midnight. And we have guards that are gorillas that guard them. And you might not get past them, but the bananas are there for the taking, and you can have your 1 banana a month. Right? It's, if I'm spending an amount of money,
Right.
and let me tell you, in my years of experience, I very rarely, if ever, have seen an extended warranty for any particular customer in general pay out more than the policy cost.
Yeah.
Because isn't that where you want to win? Or maybe, Frank, am I asking the wrong question here?
Well,
Because we talked about it off the air, and maybe it's
Yeah.
a forced savings plan. Can you digest that for me?
yeah, I think it's some of it is peace of mind. It
Yeah.
can be, even if you get a break,
A
even,
nervous Nelly type would have the peace of mind factor.
I would be happy with a break even.
Yeah, but I don't even think people are breaking even.
No, I know that. No,
People
I
aren't even,
understand
a
that.
lot of
That's why the
people,
peace of mind should be
a
number
lot
one.
of,
Yeah.
they're not even getting any bananas.
Right. Right.
The gorillas are keeping
Oh,
all
no.
the bananas and they refuse to share.
Right.
You can imagine this line of 20 gorillas. There's no cages. All these bananas are swinging from the vines. And they're all just, you can smell them. And you want one fresh organic banana. And they won't give you one.
No, isn't that
Even
awful?
though you paid the cover charge, you've paid everything to get into place. And they've even conned you out of some money thinking you pre-bought some.
Yeah.
They won't even give them to you.
I hate when that happens.
I know I've had many battles under extended warranty. So we got the 4 type, and we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Yep.
Some of my short stories on extended warranty. But summary is this: if you're going to never receive what you've paid for, there's only several reasons why you'd want an extended warranty, and you hit on it, Frank. Peace of mind and/or forced savings plan. Those are the only 2 reasons I can think of.
Right.
I can't think of any other reason. If
Yeah.
any of you callers out there have a reason, just please call us and enlighten us. But we're at a stump here. We're stumped out on it. So
That's right. In the meantime, you can always give Todd a call at
772-781-8000. We are not an extended warranty company, but we do answer questions about them.
all right.
And we do have fresh bananas for the eating, and we don't have guards.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Really, I'd better scurry. Well, maybe just a half a drink more. The neighbors might think, say, what's in this drink? I wish I knew how to break the spell.
Keep playing it. It's good. This is good.
I ought to say no, no, no.
Mind if I move in?
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my
I
pride?
really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
A fine excerpt from what movie is that?
That's from Elf.
I heard
Yeah.
one of our spies has heard that there was some unannounced to Santa, some reveal in that movie on the inner workings of his sled. And we've got,
Yeah.
see, we hired some spies that were from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. If you remember them, they got unemployed after they got busted.
Oh, yeah.
So they needed a job. So we brought them on board. And they are now sniffing around this movie Elf because they heard that there's information on that movie
Yes.
that could help us get the big picture on how this
Sweet.
big sled flies.
Yes.
There's more to it than just the reindeers.
There
Is a secret weapon.
There is indeed.
And I believe it was shown for the first time on Elf.
Yes.
And we will talk about it.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Outstanding.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
There's a movie I loved it when I was a boy, and I like it now more. It was black and white, and I believe it was called Miracle on 34th Street. Wasn't Shirley Temple in that movie? Was it Shirley Temple or no?
I don't know if she was.
I think she may have been. But
It was
in any case, it was just a
yes.
story about the non-believers and then the miracle of
Yes.
how God works.
Yes. I love that
And
story.
the house at the
Yeah.
end with the cane.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good movie. The hand of God
It
works
was,
through Santa.
yeah. It was really cool. I love that. I like the way the defense attorney that was looking after the guy that they were trying to get to put away, right? They thought
Yes,
he was
that lady was crazy.
he thought he was a little cuckoo. Yes.
Yeah, but then they hired it was just a good movie.
Yeah.
And it had to do with was it Wanamaker's and Macy's or somebody that were in real department stores that remember they were the big players.
Right.
They were the gorillas with the bananas back then, but the doors were open.
Right.
And Wanamaker's was the famous place that had I believe the organ that was world famous, that you could see this gigantic pipe organ. And remember in the beginning of the show, we talked about Gene Penman, a pseudo aunt of mine that looked like Barbara Bush and has knowledge and was patriotic like that.
Yeah.
She got to play that organ at Wanamaker's.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Very
And she worked
cool.
for Penn Insurance, and her name was Gene Penman.
Well, how
And she
cool
was
is
this,
that?
yeah, and she used to just she was the private secretary for somebody, and she used to always take us up to the observation deck on top of the Penn building in Philadelphia. Penn building, and her name was Penman. What a fine lady she was.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I
So-
love those stories.
Yeah. So this extended warranty thing.
Yeah.
Let's circle right back to it. So we know the different types.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, there is one shining star that has no gorillas guarding the doors. There's plenty of bananas. Of course, there has to be oversight. What happens if you say, take as many as you need, but no more? Because there's people behind you in line that need bananas too. What happens when no one's looking?
Well,
That's why companies have to have oversight.
right.
This is what I'm getting at.
Somebody's going to snitch some bananas.
No, they're going
yeah.
to, there's going to
Yeah.
be some bogus activity that's going to drain the company dry when they find
Right.
out that there's an open door policy on repairs. Oh, there's another type of extended warranty too. We haven't talked about. Insurance companies are in it. Like Allstate Insurance has an extended warranty that you can buy.
Right.
They're worth it for the money because
Mm-hmm.
there's usually no cap out in terms of payout.
Mm-hmm.
There's some extended warranties. Remember when we had the guy here from Jasper Motors?
Yes.
Do you remember that little thing he threw out there?
Mhm.
I still remember he said some of the policies don't even pay out more than you've paid. They'll give you the money back or buy your vehicle. Isn't that just, it's bizarre
Yeah.
the way this thing operates.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these gorillas that are in no cages with plenty of bananas, they're funny about their bananas.
Yeah.
They will not give them and they will not share. And they will deliberately open up a banana and eat it right in front of you.
Yeah.
They'll throw the banana peel right at you
Wow.
because they can.
Yes.
There's no oversight.
Yeah.
Because it's a small part of the insurance regulation and just, the oversight that the regulatory agencies of state and federal level that work at the, main insurance like life insurance and car insurance. This is a gruesome, ugly game.
Right.
And how
it's
works.
A cash cow, though.
Yeah, it's a cash cow.
Sure.
And now they're all using subcontractors for inspections, which are ex-technicians. It pays to know who some of them are around in Martin County.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I know how to navigate through these extended warranties, and I can usually deliver the good results for my customers. And I do it. I take it on passionately, individually. At both my locations, who do you think does all the
hard paperwork? Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Because I never lose on that. I got my ducks in a row. Let's talk about, before the show's over, because this is an important aspect of this. And, we've only lightly touched on this topic. It's easy listening stuff that we talk about here on the radio. We're not getting too deep. If you want to get deeper, just call me or stop by and we can have conversation after conversation. We'll go get donuts and have a cup of coffee and we'll talk about it. And I mean it seriously, you listeners out there. I really will. People that know me at my business and the people that come to our businesses, I'll do anything almost. If it's, something of interest to them, I will show interest and help them. There are this thing called comprehensive insurance on your car insurance. Frank, what is that? You know what that is? Comprehensive. What is that?
Commonly referred to as just comp.
Frank, I love you because every topic I talk about randomly, you always have a story to add to it. I don't know how the heck you know all this stuff. You just the Miracle on 34th Street, you added to the conversation without me. It wasn't pre-planned, people. He's just that good.
I'm just that old.
Lone Ranger's out there on his horse, and Tano is just whipping out these one-line jabbers, and he doesn't even know what I'm going to say next. And he always is there on his horse, ready to go. So, comprehensive. What is it? Okay, so how does it work?
Yeah. So you wanted me to go?
Of course, I want you to keep going. You know about it more than I do.
Well, comprehensive is
a mishap that would happen to your car that would be like a natural disaster.
Right.
Some event something where damage is done to your car where it's not a negligible or a liability on the part of a human being or a car.
Right.
Does that make sense? That's what it is.
Right.
Okay, now comprehensive is...
And it comes with a deductible.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah. So let's say you're visiting your friend in the Key West and there's a big wind and part of his deck blows off of the dock and right onto the hood of your car. That's comprehensive. Let's talk about this. What happens if you're on a diesel truck and you get a bad batch of gas and it ruins the fuel injectors and pump and the bill's $18,000? Who do you think pays for that? If you know your ducks and you know how to put them in a row, that's how you get ducks in a row. You got to know the ducks and you got to be able to put rows.
Right.
Ducks in a row. That's That's me.
So you pay your deductible.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Okay.
There's phone calls that need to be made, letters that need to be addressed and emailed and faxed, outlines formed, theories understood, and with the preponderance of the evidence, they have to rule in your favor. Remember, an insurance company, if it is presented to them, if you present the facts to them and they cannot refute them, they have to pay.
Right.
It's different than the extended warranties for car repairs.
Right.
They got to pay on this stuff because it's oversight. There's oversight at the state level, and they do not want a phone call to Tallahassee in regards to lack of payment and therefore trying to keep the banana. It's the gorilla in the banana example.
So it's the difference between objective and subjective.
That's right. But you got to know because they're going to try.
Right.
They don't get it past me. I know. And I can, if it's legit and it really happened.
Right.
And we can prove it.
Yeah.
And buddy, I'll prove it. And I do it all the time.
Sure. Especially if there's more than one vehicle that's been impacted. That's an easy way to prove it.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. We've got spies. I've got that. I can't think of that guy from Willy Wonka. He was secret, wasn't he? Trying to remember him?
Yeah.
Wadsworth or Cosworth or something was his name. He had a dark hat and sunglasses on. Well, we got people out there too that can find out information. And right now we're finding out about the North Pole and the Santa sled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's public
Special
interest.
power source,
There is the world wants to know how this thing flies.
Right.
And
Inquiring
Crown
minds
Car
wanna
Care,
know.
Todd and Frank, and the Crown Car Care Hour are going to reveal. There's going to be a big revealing on how this thing flies.
Nice.
It may surprise some of you, but we're going to tell everyone how it really flies.
Yeah.
It may have
I don't think Santa really minds. Do you think if we know?
No.
No.
No,
Yeah.
he knows that he knows this. He knows
We
that.
don't have any ill intentions.
He knows if
Yeah.
you've been
Yeah.
bad or good. He does.
Yeah.
He knows our intentions.
Sure.
You think I'm going to jeopardize my gifts this year in terms of telling
Oh,
a lie
no.
about that sled?
Yeah.
I want to get I want my rubber duck.
Yeah, you don't want to get a lump
And I
of
want my
coal.
big gorilla
Right.
so I can keep my bananas. Well, it's been another great week here. It's Christmas is approaching. I'm in a winter wonderland, and this is where it is going to happen, this unveiling of how the sled flies.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And it's a very sad moment, too, that George Bush passed away.
Yeah.
What a great president. Him, Ronald Reagan. Who else were some of the great ones? I still think Jimmy Carter's a great one. He's still alive. He didn't do a hoot in office. Remember when
He's
people
a-
were,
but he's a very nice man.
Yeah, he's
No
just
one-
too
no
low
one
key,
will ever
and Billy
argue
Billy
that.
was too much making Billy beer. Remember, that was more in the news than he was. He was a peanut farmer from Georgia that made it to the White House, and his wife was just a beautiful, nice lady, and he was a
Rosalind.
very smart man.
Yes.
And over the years, he's proved it to the world
Mhm.
with his charity, his humanitarian efforts. He's involved with
Habitat with
Habitat for Humanity. He's
Mhm.
one smart. I believe he was a nuclear engineer on a sub, wasn't he? Originally
He
in the
was an
military.
engineer. Yes.
That's what I thought. He
Yes.
was smart. It doesn't take and growing peanuts. It's a complicated process. I believe you till the soil and you put peanuts in the ground. And if everyone didn't know, peanuts grow in the ground.
They do indeed.
It grows off the root.
They're actually considered a legume. They're actually not a nut.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, you've got this is Frank's got the information. If you just eke it out of him, he'll tell you what you need to know. Well, thank you again, everyone, for listening to our radio show. An hour has gone by fast, and the countdown's on. 2 weeks until the big sled reveal. All right. You guys have a great weekend and a great week, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And they can still contact you at
772-781-8000. And just if you've got ideas on this Santa sled that might help us in the reveal of it, give us a call.
Yeah, there you go.
All
Very
right.
good. Thank you.
Yep, bye-bye.